Hello and welcome back to the channel. This one's going to be an educational one on breakouts using a trend line. All will become clear in just a second, so let's jump into it. Now the basics of the trading style is very simple. You might have a parallel channel coming down, you might have a wedge, you might even just have a trend line on its own, which of course we'll see some live examples in a second. But basically what you're trying to see is a stock that's coming down and it breaks the trend line, it comes back down and retests it and makes a move higher. That's essentially what a breakout trade from a trend line is. So let's have a look at some live examples. So what I'm going to do here is show you three different examples, one at stage 1, one at stage 2 and one at stage 3. So basically not happened yet, happening-ish, and then definitely happened. So let's have a look at Alibaba on the screen here. You can see that this one is potentially happening. So what we want to see here is a break of this trend line that's come down. It's been there for quite a few months now. Come up, come back down and retest it and then make a move higher, probably up to this kind of 83 level, maybe even just 81, just as an example. So essentially what we're going to do is draw a brush here, come up, stop price comes up to here and comes back down and retest it thereabouts and makes a move higher. That is essentially a trendline breakout, and you might be asking, where do I keep my stop loss? Now that is quite simple. I would personally have mine here just below the most recent low here back on the February 9th. And we could colour that red so you can kind of see what the stop loss is, and that's where my stop loss would be, but that's where it would be on entry. But if we do get a bounce, I would then move the stop loss up just below the entry point, and obviously in line with the volume profile as well, and also just below these two moving averages. Therefore all the support is just basically there underneath you, so you're fairly safe with that. Then obviously if we do make a move up to kind of 78, 79, my strategy personally is to bring up this stop loss nice and easy just behind the 20 moving average, and of course if it triggers then that's great, I still make money, and obviously that's trading at the end of the day, but obviously the more it goes up the more money you obviously get. Taking profits is a different video which I'll link up in the top right hand corner for you. It's all about taking profits at different times, so go ahead and watch that. So moving on to stage 2 stock, which is AMD. You can see this here on the screen. It's kind of happening. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So you can see here we've broken that trend line and we've come up and we've come back down and retested it intraday, and obviously we have basically stayed above the trend line. So now what I would do is anticipate a stock move possibly up to kind of to where the most recent high was at kind of 184. That's where my target profit would be, and obviously my stop loss, as we mentioned earlier, I would stick in just below the 20 moving average, which is obviously just here on in the blue line. I'll just have that just below there, so at least if it comes down, retest the trend line and the 20 moving average, then that's again a couple of points of support to touch. You can go into support and resistance to go alongside this, but also you do have a volume profile bar here on the right side, which again shows you that the volume is here, and if we move higher, that is good news. So that's a stage 2 stock of a breakout from a trend line. Let's now move on to a stage 3 stock. So stage 3 is actually IWM, which is actually an indice, but we can see what's happened here is it has broken up, come back down, retested, and we did have a little bit of news, a little bit of macro news that came out and kind of wobbled it slightly, but you can see it came back up and retested again intraday just here a couple of days ago. Actually it made a really good move up, and it's coming up to this kind of previous high level of 205, which again would be a first take profit point for me. But the stop loss is what I really want to kind of touch on here, and you know, trade management throughout these kind of breakout from trend lines. And you can see this 20 moving average coming through, which is the blue line. Again, you'll just have it, I literally would just have it here right now if I'd entered at the green line, of course. And therefore you've got two moving averages here and the trend line that's going to come down as previous support. Obviously you do have support and resistance, which again I'm not going to touch on this video, but you can kind of add that in as well. So that's the stage 3 of the breakout from trendline. Now if you did enjoy this video, please drop it a like and obviously subscribe to the channel for more kind of trading education, trade ideas, and obviously I do live streams every Friday. And that's it. Thank you very much for watching. Take care and I'll see you soon.